Hi everybody, today we are going to be talking about the fun topic of incest in Kaguya, or at least the possibility of it. First off, we have the Shijo family. After Maki was officially introduced, we were shown the Shijo family tree, and is it intriguing? We know that the Shijos descended from the Shinomiya line, but from this family tree, we can see that it is Maki's mother who carried that lineage. Yet in the present, it is Maki's father who is the head of the Shijo family. So what's going on? Why would the Shijos let some outsider take over their corporation? The answer is that Maki's father most likely is also born of the Shijo family, probably from another branch of the family tree. So in this case, Mikado and Maki's parents were cousins of some sort. Now it's not impossible that Maki's father married into the Shijo family, took their last name, and became the head of the family because he is that competent. We know that the Shijos are much more progressive than the Shinomiyas, and we know from Mikado that being the head of the family is more than just about inheritance. There is some degree of meritocracy needed, but I still don't think that they would choose someone completely unrelated to the Shijos to run their operation. The more boring explanation is that Akka made a mistake, but from recent chapters we know that the Shijos are okay with marriage within the family, so until Akka says otherwise, this family tree should be treated as canon. We also have the proposed marriage of Kaguya and Mikado. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Kaguya and Mikado are distant relatives, second cousins twice removed to be exact. While this is still marriage within blood relatives, how much or how little the two are related to each other is questionable. After doing some googling on what a second cousin even is, I found that you share 0.781% of your DNA with your second cousin twice removed. But if we assume that the Shijos have been marrying amongst themselves, then that number drastically increases. The Shinomiya Shijo bloodlines are linked by Kaguya's great-grandparent and Maki and Mikado's great-great-great-grandparent. So if Kaguya had married Mikado, whether that counts as incest, I don't know. You're going to have to consult the incest professors of this world. Finally, we have Hayasaka's parents. Having served the Shinomiyas for generations, the Hayasakas would also have multiple branches. There is reason to believe that both Mama and Papa Hayasaka were born into the Hayasaka family, possibly making them cousins. It was implied that Mama Hayasaka had worked under Unyo as a servant when they were young, so she most likely carries Hayasaka blood. On the other hand, Papa Hayasaka has been the head secretary to Ganon for many years, possibly even before Kaguya was born, since he knows the location of Kaguya's parents' secret sex cabin. It would be safe to assume that only the most competent of the Hayasakas would work directly under the head of the Shinomiya family, and that would have to be someone who was trained since childhood to fulfill that role. Since we can infer that both Mama and Papa were born and raised as Hayasakas, this would make them blood relatives. So here are some possible incestuous scenarios in this series. None of them are really confirmed, and I doubt they ever will be. But if I missed any or made any mistakes, feel free to let me know.